Hello.
But I'm not going to lie to you, Bri.
Yeah.
When I was sitting down the beach on my deck chair, balancing my pizza
Your
on my knee.
$30 pizza.
Yeah, my $30 pizza on my knee.
Yeah, so there we are, spending money to get out of the house.
I couldn't help but think to myself, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm paying a bloody big mortgage on $1 million house with a hot tub and a fire and a deck and tiled floors and leather couches and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I'm down here while silly lad and his
Fauntleroy.
friend, Fauntleroy and his
Lord
friend.
Fauntleroy is at the house.
Yeah.
Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
Daddy, I love him.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome back to the It's a Drama podcast 2024.
Hello. 2024. You normally say, I'm Liz.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There
Who
you
am I
go.
again?
You're Liz and I'm Brian.
There you go. And we are
So is my
back
wife.
with the It's a Drama podcast. And today we're going to be telling you all about what's up and what's in.
Yeah.
Do you want me to explain that to you? Or
I think you better
are you
do,
clear?
yeah, because I know what's up these
So
days.
what's up? We're going to be we're giving a rundown of the personal life, what's been going on with the family, all things like that. Just fill you in
Big
on that.
catch up on what's
A
been
big
going on.
catch
Because
up.
we have had a bit of a break, haven't we, Liz?
We have, Bri. We've had a nice long... I think that's why we're so perky. Listen
Yes,
to our
I
voices
know.
now.
It's just like,
We're full of energy,
I
aren't
know.
we? Young.
I'm itching to press a
Fountain of
button.
youth.
Yeah.
So we're going to be filling you in on what's going on with the family and life. And then we've got some very, very exciting and extremely funny things to share with you about what's in for 2024.
Yeah. Because this is it's the latter part of January, isn't it?
Oh, I can feel my energy. It's going.
Yeah, there you go.
Look. Can
Right,
you see my
get some tea
shoulders
down you.
starting to slap? What's in for 2024? I was going to say, this wasn't my idea. I copied this, but it's all the rage now.
Well, we
you
all
see.
copy, don't we?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody copies. Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah.
this is all the rage. When you look at all the top podcasters,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. They're like, oh yeah, what's in for 2024? So I thought, well, that'd be a good idea because we could just talk about the things that we plan to implement
Yeah.
going forward in 2024.
Do you think top podcasters are like us, where they just think at Christmas, what are we going to do in 2024?
No, do you know what top
What?
podcasters in 20? Do you know what pod topcasters do, Bri?
Pod topcasters,
Pod
yes.
topcasters.
Yeah.
What they do when they take a break,
Yeah.
especially husband and wife podcasters
It's
like
really
us,
hard to say, isn't it, now?
they take a break
Yep,
and they sit there at the table and they've got nothing to talk about.
I know.
They're silent.
It's just complete...
Just like it's been for me and
Yeah.
you over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm not going to lie, we were just standing in the kitchen then.
Yeah.
And I said, right, do you want to do this day? Do you want to do this podcast? And you said to me, do you know what? I'm really looking forward to this podcast because I can get to talk to you. So you're in for a treat. You're joining us. You're joining us on the Liz and Brian conversation that we've,
Yeah.
the first proper conversation we've had together for
It is.
3 weeks.
Do you think we should go and put our teeth in and come back in? Because I heard conversation then.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Maybe it's my headphones, or you moved away from the microphone like that.
Hang on a minute. I've got a
What?
feeling that we're not starting this on the right foot.
No,
I
we're
just
doing
said to you
good.
before we started,
Yeah.
stay positive.
I am.
What's the why? Okay, all right then. 2 minutes in and you're already picking up. Well, ow, I just whacked my hand
Yeah, I
on the
just saw
table.
that.
Right, so
we
first
should
of
have videoed
all,
it.
how have you been? How have you, lovely listener, been? I hope you had a lovely holiday, a wonderful Christmas, however you celebrated it. And please, please tell us that you missed us.
Yeah.
I'd really love to know that you missed us. If you did, that's
Yeah.
going to make us
Were they
feel
gonna-
really
were they gonna
needed.
tell us?
No, I don't mean that. I just
you
mean,
just like talk to... Like,
say to the microphone. Now say to the phone now, missed you, Liz and Brian.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, thank you. We missed you too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So we just wanted to fill you in on the family, and regular listeners of this show will know that it's just one drama after another, isn't it, Brian,
Well,
in our life?
that's what the whole podcast was all about, wasn't it? It's a drama.
And you know what I've come to realise as well? The more people I've been in touch with and been in contact with because of this podcast, because
Yep.
of the stuff that we do and we put out online, we are so privileged and lucky that people reach out and say, oh, hi, I listened to the podcast. And then they almost always say, I can relate to you.
I know.
It's like sitting down with two friends. You and Brian, you're exactly the same as me and my husband, or me and my wife, or me and my...
Yeah.
And that just makes me feel so warm inside to know
There's so
that...
many brilliant people out there, isn't there?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, because they're just like me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you're going with that, is it?
It is what it is.
Can you try and be... Yeah.
I was trying to be comedy.
No, don't, Brian. Just be your normal self. Yeah, just pack it in.
All right.
So the first thing we want to talk to you about is the family, is the kids. Because, again, long-time listeners of the show will know that we've got a son and a daughter, a 22-year-old son. Mm-hmm. And is he 22?
He's 22 at the moment, yeah. Yeah, still lives with his parents.
And we've got a 19-year-old daughter. She turns 20 this year. So turning 23 and 20 this year. Our daughter lives in Wellington. She's moved down to Wellington, the capital city of New Zealand. She flew the nest last year. Can you just turn my headphones up?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tessa is down in Wellington. And the last update that we had with Tess, I think she told you, or I told you, I can't remember, that she'd been kicked out of her flat down in Wellington, hadn't she, Brian? Yeah. She was living in this beautiful penthouse with there was 4 of them, her, a boyfriend, and 2 other people, another couple. And while we were house sitting in Napier last year, she got notice that, she had to move out, and she was devastated. And anyway, so we just wanted to give you an update on her, because she's now got her own flat with her boyfriend. They've got this lovely little gorgeous flat.
Yeah, we haven't been to see it yet, have we?
Oh, no, don't say that, because it just makes us sound like bad parents.
But she does say it's gorgeous.
It's a lovely. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
You should see it. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah. Don't even know what it looks like, do we?
We don't. But I bet it's really nice.
I haven't even seen the area it's in.
She's got this lovely little flat, so she says. And yeah, she's living down there in Wellington now. She's still working in the cafe. So she's got a job as a barista, working full time, 40 hours a week. She's currently in a show, and it's called, what's it called, Brian? It's called Comet.
There you go.
It's a lovely flat.
It's a lovely flat. It's
show.
Great. We're hopeless at Mum and Dad, aren't we?
That is so bad. Please don't listen. What we're going to do if she listens to this
Finlay
now.
does tend to listen to this, doesn't he?
Well,
sorry, Finn. Yeah, it's a comment, Natasha and the comment, I think, something like that.
Anyway, it's a brilliant show, and she's in it.
Yeah, and what's it a take on again?
No, it's not a take on anything. It's set in Russia, and it's all about,
Not War and Peace times?
No,
something like that,
no.
Or it's kind of like a modern day thingy.
It's just, I'll tell you what, Bri, it's a brilliant show.
It is. What's the first song again?
And we're going down to see her in this fantastic show. We'll also be looking at a beautiful flat. We're going down to see it. She starts in April. So do you know what? She is living the absolute dream that she set out. I phoned her the other day, and I said this to her. I said, I just want, because you know what kids are like. It's never enough.
It's not though, is it?
I'm not earning enough. I'm not in enough. I'm not meeting enough people. And I just said to her, do you know what, Tess? You set out last year, you left home, and your words were, I'm going to move down to Wellington, to the capital city. I'm going to get myself a job. I'm going to be involved in theatre, preferably the Witch Theatre Company, which is a fantastic theatre company down there. Yeah. Fast forward a year, she's down there.
Not even a year.
No.
Not even a year.
It's not, Bri.
Yeah.
And she's down there. She's got her own flat. She's been through all these dramas.
Yeah.
She's working in a lovely cafe, and she's got a part in a play, in a musical in a theatre company.
Well, you've only got to look at it. She's been in Into the Woods, The Wizard of Oz, what's that one called? Wicked. And now she's just about to do this one, which we don't know what's called. The Comet or something. She's actually on the posters all over Wellington, wasn't she?
Yes.
And it's so bad because she is the face of the show.
She is. Do you know what? I am so flipping proud of her.
I'm so proud of it. And not only that, now she's even got callbacks for another show, which...
On Sunday, then.
On Sunday, isn't it?
So we're recording this podcast on Saturday. It's Saturday today. And on Sunday, tomorrow, she's got a callback for
Lizzie, isn't it?
For a show called Lizzie, yeah.
Yeah, which is about a mass murderer or something, wasn't it?
Now, if she gets a part in that, it means that we won't be able to go to England.
Well, at the moment with your mum and everything.
Anyway, we're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. But yes, that's the thing, isn't it? So what I'm saying is, like, most kids go to the big city, which it is for us because it's the capital city of New Zealand. It's a tiny city at the end of the day, but it's still the biggest, one of the biggest. It's not one of the biggest, but yeah, hey, it's the capital city of New Zealand.
What are we going to say? One of the biggest what?
Cities in New Zealand, but actually it's not, because Christchurch and Auckland are way bigger than than Wellington. Hey, bit of New Zealand history for you there then.
Well, hey, you didn't get your face right, did you? Did you? Hey,
well, that's why I stopped mid flow.
You don't even know the name of
that
because
someone will be like, No, the population of the city.
Come on, move on. What were you saying?
So what I'm just saying is like, how fantastic is it that, you've been away for not even a year and you're doing exactly like you said before, what you're doing, but you don't appreciate it, do you? You don't actually think, my God, I'm actually doing this. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Tell you what though, Bri.
What?
She did my head in when she came home at Christmas.
Why is that?
It was all I can't eat that. I don't eat that. My stomach feels swollen when I eat your food.
I know, but what? Yeah.
Hey? What's that? What?
Yeah. What is that? I don't know.
19 years we've been feeding her. And all of a sudden our food isn't good enough and it's making her belly swell up.
I know. And
That's not my problem,
we
is
eat
it?
pretty healthy food anyway, don't we?
And do you know what gets me, Bri?
What?
She said to me when she was here, because she came home for 3 weeks, she says to me, oh, there's never anything to eat for lunch. And I said, well, just have what we're having. She said, I don't like avocado, because we were having bacon and avocado. And it was absolutely lovely what we were making. It was a salad with bacon.
A bit Frenchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was bacon, avocado, red wine vinegar, a few capers thrown in, a little bit of mustard whisked up, lots of olive oil. It was gorgeous. And she turned her nose up and said, no, I can't. I hate avocado. And I said, oh, do you?
I know what you're going to say.
She said, yeah, bloody right you do. She said, yeah, I don't like avocado. I can't stand it. And bacon, ugh, greasy, ugh.
Yeah, fatty foods.
Fatty, no, I don't eat. I only eat salmon. I only eat salmon and healthy things. Anyway, she goes back down to Wellington. I phoned her up the other day in the car. I phoned her up. I said, oh, darling, what are you doing? She said, oh, I'm just having my lunch. And I said, oh, what are you having? She said, oh, I've had a bagel with bacon and avocado. And I was like, what? Just spent 3 weeks.
You not wanting to eat my
getting
avos.
a hard time for it.
I know. What is that all about?
I don't know.
I don't know what that's
anyway,
about.
She's doing really well. She's in a lovely
Brilliant.
flat.
Don't know what show she's in, but it's a good one.
We're super proud of her.
Yeah.
No, we are.
If you head on to, I'm going to see if we can put a picture of her up on the website with that show. All
right, I'll do that.
And so it'll be linked in our show notes to the It's a Drama podcast.
Yeah.
itsadrama.com hello. itsadrama.com/podcasts. And you'll just scroll through and you'll see this show.
Yes. Or
this particular episode.
on your podcasting app that you're on now, it says go to website.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Click that link.
Yeah.
But it's easier to say this.
Yeah.
Click that link. It'll go to a page on our website and we'll put a picture of Tess in the comment.
The comment,
For God's sake, if you ever meet her, don't tell her
that we don't know.
That her mum and dad don't know where she lives.
Kids don't listen to your podcast, but her boyfriend sometimes does.
Well, if he does, yeah. Right, so moving on to our second offspring, who is Sonny, and he's
the big boy.
The big boy's 22 now, still living at home, not paying rent. That's doing my head in.
Yep.
I mean, when's it going to happen?
He's got a full-time job as well.
I know. This is the thing, Bri.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
What is it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Before, should we do the positive stuff first?
No, let's go good. Let's dig in quick while the going's good.
I went for a coffee the other day with my 2 friends.
Yeah.
And we've all got kids similar age.
Yeah, because they're all from the schooling days, aren't they?
Yeah, homeschooling days. I've known these girls since homeschooling and we're very, very good friends. And it's really funny because this is what happens when women get together. I don't know if this is the same when men get together, but this is what happens when friends get together, right? Your first 45 minutes or an hour of the coffee date, as it is with us, we have breakfast. It goes like this. So how are the kids? Oh yeah, they're really fine. Yeah, Tessa's down in Wellington. She's doing really well. She's in this show, and you know
what it's called.
I know what it's called, but yeah. Anyway, she's brilliant. And Sonny, oh yeah, Sonny's he's got a job now in Shining Peak, and he's doing really well. And yeah, really happy. And then you have your breakfast, and you have a coffee, and then you start to relax, and you say things like, "So is Kieran paying rent?" And you're like, she goes, "No," and I said, "No, neither is Sonny." And then the other one goes, "I'll tell you what. I don't know if we're doing the right thing by them by not charging them rent because it wasn't like that in our day." And then you have this massive big, and then exactly. What good is it doing them? And you have this massive big conversation about it.
Well, do you know what? There's 2 ways of looking at it. If you're not at home paying rent, we've never done this. We've never put an education fund together for any of our kids because it's like if you want to educate yourself, then go and do it because that means you're going to be dedicated to doing what you're doing. You're not just going to pass 3 years of your life and think, oh, well, I didn't pay for it anyway, so what's the point? And what I'm trying to say is, so if they're at home and they're not paying rent, it's damn sight cheaper than a college, isn't it?
I know, but at least when they go to college, you don't have to see them for 3 years.
No, I know, but you're going to pay them, 50 grand to go, or 60 grand, or however much it is to go to college these days to get them out of the house.
Not that there's anything wrong with a college education,
no,
of course.
I'm not saying that.
Each to their own.
I want them to, They'd be desperate
Spit it out, Bri.
be desperate to do that course.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
did you know the thing that really knocks me though, Bri?
What's that?
And this really gets up my nose. It really does. I'm all for yes, we're supporting you because I agree with you. I think if you can support them in any way you can. I mean, Sonny buys his own lunch. He doesn't eat breakfast because he's on this flipping, I don't know, one mad a meal deal thing. He doesn't. He doesn't eat breakfast.
He's on his monk mode at the
know.
moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not OMAD. He's not one meal a day.
Oh, isn't he? Well, anyway, we don't provide breakfast. We don't provide lunch, and we have an evening meal. And now he's got a job in a bar. He's sometimes eating out anyway, so it's not costing us a lot.
No.
But I tell you what, though, Bri,
Well,
this is the thing that I've got a little narc with. You know, the other day, he comes to us and he says, "Oh, can my friend come over? Can Josh come over for the night?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course he can. You know, we're open, we're free, we're free flowing. The breasts flow free
that's it,
here.
free. The skirts sways freely.
Of course you can invite your friend." And he said, "Oh, it's going to bring lots of beer and pizza." "Oh, yeah, that's all right." And I was trying to be all like hippie and like, "Oh, yeah, open,
Hippie.
man. We're into your friends coming
Sweet,
and
bro.
hanging with us."
Yeah.
And as soon as I put the phone down, I thought, shit, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So I went into the kitchen to Bri and I said, "Bri, Sonny wants to have Josh over tonight for some beers and pizza." I said, "So should we just go out?" And Bri said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Well, we'll just go to the beach. We'll just get a takeaway pizza and we'll go to the beach." Now, so I phoned Sonny and I said, "Hey, darling," I said, "don't worry about us being, you got the place to yourself.
It's all yours.
We're going out tonight. Me and your dad, we're off.
The hot tub's off though.
Yeah, we're going to the beach, so you've got the place to yourself." And he seemed a bit shocked. He was like, "Oh, okay, are you sure?" And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. And he's like, "Is it okay if we light a fire and everything on, because we've got an outdoor fire pit and stuff?" Yeah, just help yourself. Just light your fire, have your beers, have your pizza, just relax." Now, here's the thing, Bri.
Yeah.
As it was,
Yeah.
that happened to be a beautiful night that me and you had.
It was a great night.
It was a
wasn't
lovely night.
Yeah.
I don't regret doing it.
No.
But I'm not going to lie to you, Bri.
Yeah.
When I was sitting down the beach on my deck chair,
Yeah.
balancing my pizza
Your
on my knee.
$30 pizza.
Yeah, my $30 pizza on my knee.
Yeah. So there we are, spending money to get out of the house.
I couldn't help but think to myself, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm paying a bloody big mortgage on $1 million house with a hot tub and a fire and a deck and tiled floors and leather couches and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I'm down here while silly lad and his
Fauntleroy.
friend, Fauntleroy and his
Lord
friend.
Fauntleroy is at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not on.
Yeah, and you even when you came in the house, you call it going in the Airbnb, don't you? Because you just come to the bedroom door and come in through the ranch slider there, don't you?
Well, that's because I can't bear to see
Because you didn't
people when
see
I come
what was
home.
going on, did you? Do you want to know what was going on?
Why? Don't tell me.
Don't
What,
tell
when we
you.
came home?
Shall I tell the folks out there?
Go on then, tell them, but don't tell me. I'm not listening.
It was jolly nice. I came in, the fire pit was roaring.
I bet it bloody was. Whose wood is that?
Yeah, it was my wood. Yeah. There you are using my wood.
Go on.
The French sliders were fully open.
Yeah. Flies, full of flies.
There must have been about 30,
Full of smoke.
probably 20 bottles of beer on the actual coffee table outside, the little table outside, all empty. Pizza in the oven, and Sonny playing guitar, and them both singing. And you just think,
really?
Yeah, but it was absolutely lovely. And it was
I
just
thought you were going to say they were like doing something really bad.
No, and he had he bought some.
He's a lovely boy.
There's a brand called Bicycle. He bought some bicycle cards in Athens when we were away last year. It wasn't it for his 21st. And there he was, showing.
Oh,
Josh
he's a
that
good boy.
It was just like
That's homeschooling for you, that is.
that's homeschooling for you, isn't it? Yeah. Couldn't see any drugs.
I'm glad we. No, but that's what I thought you were going to. I know.
Honestly,
would,
I saw the packet of cards open, and I walked over and said, "Oh," and
Did
then
you think they were
realised I
cigarettes?
thought you had a packet of fags on the table. Then
No,
they went,
way.
no, it's not. No.
Oh, and he was just playing his guitar, was he?
Just playing guitar and
Well, that's
singing
what I
and
mean,
stuff.
yeah.
But they're both into the theatre. Josh is down in NASDA, isn't he? He's doing a course down there. And Sonny,
But I don't know. I've still got to say it, Brian. I don't know if we're doing them any favours.
I don't think it is, but you know what? Life's for living and enjoying. You got the rest of your life
Well,
to be
that's right. But
an adult and a boring bastard.
Me and you are down the beach. What are you on about? What are you saying?
What I'm saying, enjoy your youthfulness as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because
But we're paying for that youthfulness
yeah,
to
who
be
cares?
had.
Yeah, to be had. He's just shaking the piss, that lad.
Anyway, Anyway, no, but it is an interesting one, this, but it made me feel so much better. And I know the people listening, I know the listener listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
I know you are shaking. You're nodding your head and you're going, I know what you mean.
What you mean?
I know what you mean.
That's it. This
It wasn't
day and
like
age.
that in our day, was it?
Yeah, I wrote some paper round.
Well, it's true. We were.
I know. Yeah, I don't know why they're all from up north, but it was the lad that, what it was in my day. You rode a bike up a hill with one thing of Hovis in the front basket, and that's it.
It made me feel so much better when I got together with my friends, my girlfriends, to find out that all three of us have all got sons, all the same age, and not one of them are paying a penny in rent. It made me feel better because I tend to think, oh, I should be harder, I should be tougher, I should be teaching that lad a lesson. And then I swing, like, when you tell me things like that, like, they've just got the space and just the safety and the warmth and the love of the family and everything like that. I know that that's right, but I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I do feel like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah, but you know what, though, Les?
Your bread has been buttered on both sides here, my boy.
But we're going to talk about this a bit later in the show if we get time, because, we have been going 20 minutes already. We've only got through two things.
Stop putting me under pressure.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, the value of a community, the value of a family is evaporating with this want to, you must have a drive to drive forward and, separate yourself almost from everything to make a fortune in whatever it is that you're supposed to be making your fortune in. And you kind of like insulate yourself or isolate yourself. And so that's the beauty of this family, that you've got a family that they want to be around. Like, Tessa's had to already leave the family to go to Wellington to try and see this dream through, So that's what I'm saying. Enjoy it as long as you can. I was 27 when I left home.
You're actually 26.
26 when I left home. So, I loved living at home. And guess what? I didn't pay any rent either.
I lifted you out of your cot,
didn't do me any problem, did it?
Walked into your house, lifted you out your playpen, said,
That's
come on,
it.
Bri.
Come on, you're
time to be a big
out
boy
of here.
now.
And I'm like, okay, Liz. I spoke with a high voice as well. Hello, Liz.
That's interesting, actually, what you said. That's a good point about, I've never thought about it like that. And that's a really good point. You're right. There is this drive to, like you said, I'm not going to repeat what you just said because you said it perfectly, but it is. And you do get lost because you're like, go on, make it. And it's like, hang on a minute, I'm leaving behind all this. And I suppose that's why it's so important to find like-minded people, mastermind groups, coaching groups, things like that. Just be around people who are moving along at the same time as you. So
you don't have to be the same age. And this is what the beauty is these days. Hopefully we're all living longer. That's the thing, 50 years ago, whatever it was, the average age was nowhere near as what it is now, So it's just, you've got the rest of your life to get out there and do stuff. And you don't have to be 30 and be a billionaire, as you tend to see on YouTube these days, don't you?
So anyway, that's Sonny. And to just give you a quick update, he's got a job. He's doing his teaching in the schools. Some of you know that he's working as a music teacher. That starts back in February. And because he didn't have any money and he's just wants some extra, well, obviously the boy wants some extra money to spend on beer. He's got a poor lad.
Yeah.
Poor lad. He can only afford 6 a night.
That's it.
So he needs some more money. And he went and got a job in a brewery and he's loving that. He's absolutely loving it. And it suits him down to the ground because he's so charismatic and sociable and I'm glad that he's out doing that.
Just before Christmas he was in the Little Shop of Horrors playing the dentist. Absolutely killed it, didn't he? It was a brilliant performance that he did, and he's doing a little bit of work with a theatre company. The Wellington Fringe Festival's on, and he's doing, what's it called?
Let's do the time warp again.
See, I can't remember the name of that bloody show now.
Just a jump to the left, and a jump to the right. Put your hands on.
So what's the name of the show?
Don't know.
Yeah. Rocky Horror Show.
Oh yeah, that's it.
We're hopeless, aren't we? We're at itsadrama.com. You'll find all the shows here.
It was nothing to do with drama like that.
I know.
Yeah, so he is. I forgot about that. He's in Wellington on the 18th and 19th. If you're in Wellington and you want to go down to the Fringe Festival and see our son in the Rocky Horror Show.
I think is it the Hannah Theatre or something like that?
17th and the 18th it's on.
That's where Tess is doing the rehearsals for the Comet Show.
So he's down there doing that. So I can't wait to go and see that. We're going to go down.
Yeah, we're going on the Sunday night, I think, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, in our family life is, of course, my mum, who, again, you will know if you're a regular listener of this podcast. Mum was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 3 months ago, and basically our life fell apart after that, because it was just like a huge shock.
It's the rug from underneath your feet just getting pulled away, isn't it? Yep.
And you might notice that we haven't really been talking about it on the podcast every week. You know, it's one of those things that there's so much to talk about, and it's so very, very personal that you feel like you're not giving it justice. You know, you're not giving it the space you need to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So rather than me just go lie to you and say, oh yeah, I'm feeling fine about Mum, everything's fine, I'd rather just say nothing. And that's why pretty much I haven't been mentioning it, because for one, it's personal and private, but for two, I've been worried that if I do start talking about it, I will just start flooding into tears, and the whole show will just be about me crying, and I don't want it to be like that. So that's why I haven't been talking about it. But feeling on a strong note today, and happy to say that Mum has had full brain radiotherapy. She went down to Palmerston North and had a full week's treatment of brain radiotherapy. She's got lung cancer that metastasized to her brain, and she is now being treated with and again, forgive me, any medical people out there, please forgive me. This is just me speaking in Liz terms. She's taking a tablet once a day that is targeted chemotherapy. I think that's right.
It is. And that's why we haven't said a lot as well, just purely for the fact that there's no point in giving information if we haven't got it. And that's mainly what it's been, because we haven't heard any information, but we'll know on the 28th of January a lot more what's going on.
Yeah, she's taken her chemotherapy tablet.
Yep.
To be honest, Bri, I'm not really interested in giving people information. I'm interested in people knowing how it is affecting me as a daughter, and us as a couple, and us as a family. I think that's if there's one thing that I want to share with people, and the reason I do share it, I know someone said to me the other day, God, Liz, take my hat off to you. You share so much online. I will never share anything online if I don't think it's going to help someone.
But all I was trying to say then and get to, it's because you were talking about the chemotherapy that she takes. It's stage 4 lung cancer. It's not caused by smoking, so hopefully the treatment that she's on will hopefully control what she's got. So it's, everything is workable at the moment.
Yes. We haven't been given, there's no time. I don't know the proper word for it, but
no time frames.
No, there's a proper word for it that people say, like, it's not. I don't know what the word is. I don't know, but there's no time or anything like that. And we're just trying to be as positive as we can. She's responded well to the chemo. She's lost her sense of taste, which is really, really annoying her, because she can't taste anything. So it's like everything she's eating, she can't taste, which would be so annoying.
Yeah, it would drive you mad, wouldn't it? And her hair, she lost her hair, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a bit, actually, because that's on a different subject. But before I move on, going back to that, I wasn't criticizing you when I said about everything I say. I just want everything we talk about and we share. Mm-hmm. I want people to, I want it to help people in some way. And that is the only reason I say that, Bri, is because if there is one other person now that's sitting out there that's, they've got someone going through cancer themselves, a member of their family or who has cancer, and they hear me talk about, and you talk about how we're handling it, and they can relate. That's the biggest thing. That's the word I can't, just that is what, I'm going to have that encrypted on my tomb. It's just relatable. Yeah. It's just, if you can relate, then it's going to help you. Because going back to what I was just saying about my 3 friends, as soon as someone else says, oh, we do that, or we've got that, it just makes it halves the pressure, and it takes it and just dilutes it a little, even if it's a little tiny bit. Yeah. So that's what my aim is, and that's why we share so much online. Plus, we want to make you laugh. We're here to pleasure you. Let's face it. The idea is, we talk about everyday things that you then hopefully can put a funny twing on it.
Put a funny twing on it, Brian.
A funny turn on it. Yeah.
And what I will say just before we move on is, I don't think anyone can ever prepare you for, you tend to think you're a certain kind of person, don't you? Mm-hmm. If I said to you, oh, what sort of person are you, Bri? You might say, oh, well, I'm patient, I'm logical, I'm, whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that has taken me by surprise and that no one ever told me and no one, that wasn't prepared for is just the way that the different ranges of emotions that you're not familiar with. Like I'm not familiar with feeling angry in the morning and then crying my eyes out in the afternoon. I'm not, that's not me. That's not how I live my life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think I would say to anyone who's going through the same sort of thing, just be gentle on yourself. That's what people have been telling me is just be gentle with yourself and know that this is a first, this is new. This is something you're trying to cope with every day. And there isn't a book that says, on day one, do this, react like this when she says that, be like that when you read about that on Google. And I think it's just remembering that. And also having someone like you, a massive support. If you can find someone, anyone, we'll be it for you. We're here for you if you've got no one. It's just finding a support that you can just connect with and just cry to and be with and just talk to. It's just been, that is invaluable. And before we move on, and I don't want to, like I say, I don't want to get myself all emotional, but before we move on, I do want to say to you, listening to this, that you probably have reached out to me and sent me an email because so many people have. And that in itself, people email you and they will always say, I'm sure you get lots of emails like this, but I want to say this. And I just want to reply and say, I wouldn't care if you got 1 billion emails every single day, every single one, email that, a hand on a shoulder, a smile in the supermarket, an email or whatever, a message from a friend. It's just every little bit, even though you think you're not making a difference or like, oh, they're not going to read this or they're not going to notice that. It just makes such a big difference to be kind in the world and just to spread that. It costs nothing, does it? And it just takes that effort, and it's just beautiful. So I just wanted to say, and just thank you is what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, for support of everybody, and like you say, it's a bit like the Scrooge movie, isn't it? When he's drinking the cup of human kindness. When people are kind back to each other, it just makes all the difference.
It does, Brian.
Yeah.
And laughter is a huge.
That's what we try, isn't it? Yeah. Because if you're laughing, you're laughing, then you're laughing, and those hormones, not hormones, but endorphins are flying around your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to make you laugh now because we're going to move on to part 2 of the show of what's in 2024.
Yes.
So we thought this would be a really fun thing to do. To just say, like, what you're prioritizing. I'm a bit worried, actually, because I told you to write some notes down and tell me what you were going to... And you've got it in your head, have you? You're confident, are you?
Oh, you know me, Liz.
Yes, okay. Well, I've got mine written down, so you're just going to be working off the seat of your pants, as usual. But we thought it'd be nice to share with you what we're going to be prioritizing. What's in 2024? So my number one thing that is in for 2024... And I've just written in big letters, doing it now. Capital letters, now. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And do you know what I mean by that? I mean, if you want to do something, don't put it off. Well, just do it.
Just do it
now. And I'm not talking about, but I want to travel the world. Okay, we'll just go and travel the world now then. Just do it now. I'm talking about, I just really fancy going for a walk, or I just really would love to have a coffee and just... but I'll do it later. I'll just get on with my work and then we'll do it later. And it never happens.
No.
That's the small things I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the big things I'm talking about are things like travel. Because the other day, when we went down the cafe and we were talking to a couple and we were talking about traveling, and they said, do you know what? I've got an itch to travel, because me and Bri have got an itch to travel. We want to go back to Europe and to London and Edinburgh and Portugal and things. Yeah. And she said to me, there'll be a time when you don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. Or maybe you can't do it anymore. And so...
I know, but it was talking about not so much getting older, but it was the opportunities might not be there, or this might happen. And the biggest one was you might not want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we'd never thought of it like that, had we, Bri? You tend to think, I might get older, or I might, I don't know, we might not have the money to do it anymore, or we might be sick or something like that. But we've never thought of the fact that you might not want to do it.
I know, because what we were talking about in the conversation was it's actually quite tiring to go traveling, but the tiringness is outweighed by the greatness of the traveling, if you enjoy traveling, that is. But, not everybody loves going from country to country. But, we always have, and not know when you sleep in that night and stuff. But some people say, I can't live like this any longer. But that might be the point where you go, I'd rather just be at home. And I don't want it to be like that, ever.
No, neither do I.
I always want the thought that, you can just jump on a plane, or you can just get in the car and drive for 6 hours and go somewhere completely different.
We run a private community for people who are moving to New Zealand. We do lots of New Zealand content over on YouTube, and we've also got another podcast called NZ Ahead. So we are surrounded by people every day that are wanting to move to New Zealand. And this conversation, it applies to you if you're listening to this, because again, it's that, do you know what? There might come a time when you can't move to New Zealand. If you've got a burning desire to move to New Zealand, and all right, it's going to be hard leaving the family and selling the house and all the rest of it. But if you can do it now, do it now. Just do it. Do it now. The reason the reason I've made this my number one priority, my number one in, is for this reason. So my mum, as long as I can remember, not as long, she wasn't saying it when I was 2 and 3, but from about the age, when I was about 18, it was the 80s. So yeah, late 80s, I was 18. And I remember, do you remember when men's suits were in? And men wore makeup and like the big shoulder pads and stuff like that.
New Romantics.
Yeah, New Romantics has it. And from then until 2 weeks ago, my mum, from then until about 3 months ago when mum was first diagnosed with cancer, all I've heard mum say to me is, do you know what, Lizzie? I would love to shave my hair off. And I always used to think, I used to say to her, oh no, why? And she said, I love it. I love that look. She said to me, I love the look of men's suits and a shaved head and a trilby. She just loved that look. She always did. She's got a fabulous body. She's tall, she's slim, and she always looked great in these men's suits and just that cutting edge kind of look. Yeah. And for years and years, for 45 years, probably for 40 years, how old am I? 50, 52. So yeah, for 35 years, she's been saying to me, love to do it, love to do it. And I said, why don't you do it then, Mum? Oh, no, I wouldn't. Well, first of all, she divorced my dad. And that's when she said, because she divorced my dad and she said, I just want to shave all my hair off. And I said, well, do it. And she said, yeah, I think I will do. And she never did. And then she met Kev and, I'd love to shave my hair. Well, do it. No, I don't think Kev would like it. No. It's not really the sort of thing you go around doing. Every single time, every year, she'd say to me, would just want to do it, just want to shave my head. Anyway, 3 months ago, she gets cancer. She starts her chemotherapy. Her hair starts falling out. So she said to me, do you know what, Lizzie? I'm going to get Kev to just shave all my hair off. She shaves all her hair off. And I am not joking. If ever there was an advert for this is how you could look when you shave your hair off if you're having chemotherapy. She looks flipping gorgeous. She's got the most perfect shaped head. She's got this tiny little, she just looks lovely, doesn't she, Brian?
It did. It instantly took about 10 years off it, didn't it?
It just, yeah. And it just, her whole face just changed. Her eyes sparkled, her, I don't know. It was just like, oh my God, you look lovely. Yeah. And she really does. I'm not just saying that. She just looks lovely. And I thought, you could have done that 30 years ago if you'd wanted to. I know. And you would have known what you would have looked like and you could have done it. And,
you're just worried about what people think. And who really cares what people think?
I know, Brian.
At the end of the day.
And if that's what you want, just
about
do it. Yeah. So, okay. I've been going on long enough. Go on then. What's your one?
My one thing is, years ago, I used to do a lot of research into buying something. And now with YouTube and stuff, you tend to watch one or two things. I'll buy that because he's done the research for me and stuff like that. And I think two things I'm talking about here is one thing is you get stuck in a way of doing something. So this one example happened to me last year, and it's been something that I haven't really thought about until this year sort of came around, until you said, well, what's new? And what it was is I was using a garage in town that was a tyre company that has been looking after my firm's vehicles and stuff when I had a business, and all our family vehicles and everything for the last sort of 15 years. And I thought he was doing me quite a good deal and things like that. And then the car needed a new set of tyres. And I just thought, I don't particularly like these tyres. They're not really lasted very long, and I don't really like the way it makes the car feel. Not that I would know anything different, because I was only ever using those ones. So I started looking around and doing some really good research and just figuring out which was that, and this particular tyre had a guarantee for this. And I'm like, wow, a guarantee on tyres, for 50,000 kilometres, that's pretty good, Bridgestones. And then I was looking at another company. Cut a long story short, just that 4 or 5 hours research in, probably it would have been the same money as what I would have paid for a budget tyre from this company that I've been using for the last 15 years. So this is about changing your ways and stuff, And I put these Bridgestones on, and the whole dynamics of the car changed instantly. And it was just like, oh my, why haven't I done this? Why am I just being boring me and just getting the same this, or just, oh yeah, they'll do, they'll be fine. These are a good tyre. Yeah, but they're not as good as those ones, though, are they? And they're only like $200 more, or whatever they are, for the whole lot. So that's what I'm saying. I just want to do some more research and do some stuff into things before you just go and buy something because you think you need it, Hang
on, so I'm confused. So are you gonna? Is your thing that you're going to do more research, or is your thing that you're not going to buy things that you don't need?
More research on something that before I buy it.
Oh, okay. So before you go and jump in and buy it,
just think. Just go with the hype and that's the best thing. It was that one thing. It was I've been using the same company for 15 years, and because you trust them, and then you realise they're not actually doing you any favours. Anyway. So it was just that sort of thing that I just wanted to which is, like a change type thing. Yeah,
just being open to change and not sticking in you, staying in your ways.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah. Number 3, I think. Oh no, not number 3. My number 2. Number 3.
It is number 3. Yep.
Do you know what? I just think what is in, and this is just for the whole world. This is just not for me. This is for the whole world, and I've got a feeling that this is what the world wants, and I'm so happy about this because I'm already there. For once, I'm on top of my game. And I'm already there.
Yep.
Do you know what I think it is?
What?
I think the world is just craving authenticity.
Yep.
And realness and mistakes and mess ups and just real people who say real stuff and tell you the truth about stuff that's happening rather than sugarcoat it and gloss over it and make it all fancy and, not tell you the truth because they don't want to bring the tone down or whatever. I just think authenticity and realness is in, and it is going to be in for me. Is pretty much always in anyway, but I'm going to make sure that this is my priority. Because, again, Bri, going back to, as you get deeper into I don't want to say deeper into a relationship, that's not right, but just deeper into life, maybe, as you get older. Get older. Yeah. You get a little bit more guarded about what you're allowed to say or what you should say and what you should talk about. I think you do anyway. It's easy when you're like, I don't know, like when I first started blogging, I was in 45 and it was just like, oh yeah, I'll just say everything about anything. And then as the kids get older, maybe it's the kids that do it. As the kids get older, or the fact that your family start listening to your podcast and they're listening to your podcast and you're thinking, shit, I better not talk about that because, and just things like that. And all of a sudden you start to pull in a little bit of who you are and what you stood for in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Now, my newsletter that I write every week is as real as it gets, but that is the one place where I really feel like I can just let go and say whatever I want and just be completely honest. And I hope that we're always like this on the podcast, but I do know that sometimes we hold back a little bit. And I just want to make it a point that we're not doing anyone any favours by doing that. I don't think that that's what people want. I think that people just want the realness.
I agree with that. I know why sometimes we don't delve into something a little bit more because you're trying to be time constrained to your hour podcast or whatever it is, because you could ramble and talk about stuff for hours. We could on this, but we tend to think, right, we need to move on to the next thing because that's not what people want to hear. But realistic they do, because they email and you need to say, what are you up to? What's he doing? What's this? And it's things like that, isn't it? So
while we're on this subject of being real, I
Yeah.
just think we should talk about your Viagra.
it's fucking brilliant. You should have looked at the clock.
Right. So have you got any more? Have you got another one that you want to say before I move on to mine?
Yeah, it was just, again, was reevaluating the equipment you've already got, hey?
Oh, you're staying on that? That's
It's
boring.
not. Yeah, but it's not. But this is me. You've asked me what I want to do in 2024. It's not what the rest of the world wants to do in 2024.
Oh, okay. So what you've said about the equipment. So tell me
What did I say
something
about
new.
equipment?
About researching. You
Well-
can't. So what now is your next one? Reevaluating.
Yes.
Reevaluate.
Yeah, what you've actually bought,
Oh, for
reevaluating
God's sake,
what
it's going
you've...
to go on for weeks.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like we just buy these things, then we use it for one thing.
When am I ever going to see you? First of all, you're in there researching. Then you've bought the bloody thing, and now you're reevaluating whether you should have bought it.
Or why did I buy this? Because it's just way more than what I needed to do. I could have just bought something smaller.
Look, number 4 of my what's in is being swimming.
Right,
in
number 5.
Swimming in the sea, being outdoors in
Yes.
nature.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'll share this with you. I went to the osteopath. I've told you about my osteopath before. She's an angel who's been brought to me in my life to look after me. Her name is Anna, and she is wonderful. Yeah. And she was treating me the other week, and we were talking about stress and how, you hold stress in certain parts of your body. What's the matter? Why are you going to laugh?
No,
what are you going to say?
I was just laughing at 47 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's staying in, I'll tell you that. That is staying in. And I'll tell you what, we'll start a private paid-for podcast. If you want to hear about that, you can learn all about it.
Whatever.
Whatever. But yeah, she said to me, Liz, if ever you want to release, she said, stress, tension, headaches, cold therapy is the way to go.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, what do you mean? Just like getting, because I know you do cold showers, don't you? You're always doing cold showers. And I said, what do you mean like Brian does, like cold showers? And she said, if you don't want to do cold showers, she said, well, you live right by the sea. She said, just go down at the end of the day and get in the sea and swim.
Yep.
And honestly, I thought, oh no. And Tess was still home then.
Yeah.
So I told Tess what she said. She said, well, let's do it tonight.
Tess is up for swimming though. She loves it, doesn't she?
Oh yeah. She's young, isn't she, Brian?
Yeah.
She hasn't got to worry about cracky bones.
No, that's
and
it.
She said,
stumbling on the where the sand's washed out.
Yeah, she said, let's go down and do it tonight. So me and Tess went in the sea. Not going to lie, it was excruciating actually.
It's not that cold though, is it? At the moment, the sea.
No, it was really nice, honest. And we went in, and when I was in there, I didn't feel great because I was too busy moaning about how cold I was.
Yeah.
But when I got out and walked up the beach and dried myself off with a towel, and then when I got back in the car, to drive home, I felt like I was on cloud 9. I felt so good.
Yeah.
And you just want more of it. What's it called when you want more of something?
A greedy.
It's just so contagious. And and so, yeah, I just, from then on in, I've been going down to the sea, and me and you have been going down together, and just dipping in, and it's just working wonders. So for 2024, being outdoors, swimming as much as I can in the sea is in for me.
So there you go, cold therapy for everybody, because it's autophagy. It's a great way to get rid of all the crap cells in your body.
Yeah,
So
well,
there
it
you go.
works, Bri. Absolutely works.
Your body starts going, oh my God, what's happening? Let's get rid of these guys. So
Yeah.
that's what autophagy is all about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got any more?
No.
I have.
Number 7.
Number 7, once I've reevaluated my products that I've bought, then I will polish it with my knob.
Yes, there we go. Make sure your knobs are nice and shiny.
Come on then, have you got any more?
No, it was mainly just, the big thing is, one of the things I wanted to think about was just stepping back and appreciating every minute you've got, because when you find out with what happened to your mum and stuff, it just really just makes you just think you just really need to be grateful how healthy, or that you can go to bed at night and get up in the morning.
So true.
And just get up and, live your life to the fullest of which way it is. And this doesn't mean going out and earn as much money as you can. This just means living your life to the fullest. You know, it's about being happy. And as long as you're happy, everything else will be happy with you. You know, it really, really will. And it's, yeah. And if you're doing a job that you don't like, then just look about changing it and change. Because a job is something you do for a lot of, many hours of your life. So don't just do it because, I need to pay the mortgage, I need to do this, and just reevaluate and think, what else can I do then that could change that? Yeah. And change it now.
That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the year, wasn't it? When we said about how, what does your ideal day look like? What does your ideal life look like? You know, what do you want from what makes you, because it's all very, very well to say, I just want to be happy, but what makes you happy? Is it going to be, just sitting out in the sun all day, or just going, is it going to be traveling? Is it going to be more time with your family? And is it going to be, and I was listening to a podcast and the guy said, actually getting to that state that you need, that you class as happiness doesn't take that much. It doesn't, it's not that hard to get to. It's not as hard as you think. No. And people always tend to think, I'd have to be a millionaire to get to my happy stage. Yeah. And this is what we talked about when we went to Europe in 2023, like happiness. One of the things that would make me happy, for example, just to give you a quick example, sorry, and then I'll let you say what you're saying, but just to give you a quick example, what would make me happy, this is what I wrote down in my journal in about 2019. I would love to sit in an Italian villa, writing just under this big, beautiful olive tree, overlooking the ocean, overlooking the Med, whatever the sea is in Italy, I don't know what it is, but...
Adriatic or the Med, yeah.
And eating lovely food and just being with Brian. All my family are safe and well, and I'm just there and I'm right. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm reading and I'm writing and podcasting. Well, blow me, in 2023, that's what we spent 6 weeks doing. And we spent 6 weeks doing that.
Yep.
2022, yeah. Yep. We spent 6 weeks doing that. I was in Italy. We're in a villa overlooking the sea under the olive tree. There was a little cat. We had fresh fish for our lunch every day. We were drinking rosé wine.
Swimming in the morning.
Swimming in the sea in the morning, drinking cappuccino, living the Italian dream. It cost us nothing to stay there because we were house sitting.
Yeah.
So if you said that to someone and you were like, my dream is to do that. Oh, yeah, but you'd have to be a millionaire to do that, wouldn't you? Who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, our job is creating content. Our job is running communities and running a travel blog and running another blog. And so, of course, I was writing. But do you see what I'm saying? It's just that happiness, it doesn't, there are different ways to get to that happiness.
Of course there is, yeah.
And that was so exciting when that happened, because it was just... oh my God, we're here, we're doing it. And we've gone a different route to get there. Yeah. Which is so, so exciting.
Yeah. Listen, staying on that theme about being happy, and one of the first things people say is you need money to be happy. And so I was listening to a podcast, Stephen Bartlett was being interviewed, and he just said he'd gone to stay with a friend, who's the CEO of a company, and he spent the day with them, and they were getting to know each other, this, that, and the other. And the CEO guy said to him at the end, because he said, I'm off now, and he said, please don't stay. And not only that, can you please stay in my bedroom with me?
Don't go.
Yeah, don't go. And it wasn't like a sexual relationship or anything. It was just, I don't like to be on my own. I don't feel too good at the moment. And he's got all this money. He's a billionaire.
Who said this? Stephen Bartlett?
Yeah, to this other guy who was a CEO of a company. And you just go, it's not about how much money you've got. It's about being happy.
Of course
and it's the process of getting more money. That's what you should be enjoying, the process from A to B. And it's those things. That's what you just got to appreciate what it is you've got, because it's not about having $1 million in the bank or $2 million in the bank, because that comes normally with, if you're a CEO of a company, I'd love to be a CEO of a company, really. You want to do all that payroll and make sure that these people are going to be okay next week, and they're going to get the money next month, and the month after that, everyone's going to get paid. That's what it's about, isn't it? And it's about being happy, it's finding the sweet spot.
It is, Brian. Swimming in the sea and finding the sweet spot.
Exactly.
And just before, my last thing, and I'll make it quick as well, but the last thing is just that I think is really in for 2024. And this applies to you as well. We talked about it because it applies to all of us.
Yeah.
Is every one of us, you, me, the person listening to this, has got some wonderful, special gift that they were gifted with.
Yeah.
that the world cannot live without, that is only belongs to them, that they just have, and when they share it, it's like everyone lights up.
Yeah.
And I want 2024 to be about recognizing and embracing and owning that gift that you have.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, oh, no, everyone knows about longevity. Or like my thing with me personally is I love meeting people and seeing what they can do and inspiring them and think, oh, you could do this, you could do that, you could go there, you could do that, you could, oh my God, do you realize that you're brilliant? I love that.
Yep.
I absolutely love that. And I know that people love hearing that.
Yeah.
But you tend to think, oh no, everyone can do that.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking to you about the other day, wasn't I? You know, we were saying about each other's qualities, and it's just embracing and owning the qualities that you have and remembering just how valuable and special they are. And I'm just saying, just own it. Just own it.
Yeah,
You have got something so special, whether it's the fact that you can make someone laugh with a special thing that you do, whether it's something that you know how to bring family together. It might be that you always make the best meal, or, everyone always loves coming to you for that. It's just, there is something, and it's just, don't forget that. Yeah. Don't forget it, how special you are, and just how needed you are, and how valuable you are, and how loved you are, and just all those things. And I just please remember that in 2024. Yeah. That you have it.
Or if you're listening to this in 2025 or 26, anytime, but especially for the start of this year. Yeah, 100%.
Thank you, Brian.
That's okay, Liz.
Do you know what? You can't resist, can you?
No.
You can't bloody resist.
I'm always thinking, Liz.
Okay, so on that note, I think that's enough, isn't it? I think
our hour is up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not necessarily an hour. We're not on a timer.
But we were trying to keep it to an hour because, that's what most podcasts try to do.
Do you know what I would love you to do? And I'm sure I speak for Brian when I say this as well, but even if I don't speak for Brian, I'll just speak for myself. I would love you to email liz@itsadrama and just let us know what one thing that you plan to do in 2024, and we will read it out in the next podcast. How about that, Brian?
Yeah, well, that's what we said we were going to do this year. Should be another thing was reading out some emails and comments, or just things that people write to us about and want to know about.
If you would like to reach out to us, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can go, if you're listening on your podcasting app, you can scroll down and it says go to episode or go to show. Click that link and it takes you to our website. You can go down and leave a comment down there on the website page. You can also leave a comment on YouTube that we can read out, or you can email us on liz@itsadrama or brian@itsadrama, and just let us know what your ins are, or just anything for 2024 that you're going to change. And we promise to read it out and just share it with other people to inspire them.
Yeah, and it'd be great if you could, like you say, head over to the show on your podcasting app. Leave us a 5-star review. That's what you're supposed to leave for
You're not
people.
allowed to say 5-star.
Well,
just say review. Just say review.
A review and hit the star buttons, as many as you can. If
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just pretend there's 6.
Do you know what? If you could leave us a review, that would be absolutely fine. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. But until next time, I just want to say thank you. My biggest thing for 2024 is showing up for you on this podcast and being there for you to entertain, inspire, educate, whatever it is we do for you. We will be here in 2024, and I cannot wait.
Yep, so I'm looking forward to it myself. 2024 is going to be a good one. So kia kaha, stay strong, kiu'u, stay true, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.